What's going on, y'all? I'm here today to be able to show you guys how to perform a kettlebell swing with maximal efficiency to be able to build strong hips, get better cardiovascular endurance, and just become an overall bad mama jamma. All right, guys, so we're gonna be using a 35-pound kettlebell in this video. If you are a man who is trying to build strength, build muscle, and build cardiovascular endurance, I recommend you start off with a 35-pound kettlebell as well. So for these swings, I'm gonna be breaking it down by body part to body part, okay? And I'll be showing different, I'll be showing reps, highlighting those specific body parts for each cue as we go through this. So you'll see the movement a bunch of different times from a bunch of different angles, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start off with your feet, okay? So let me adjust this. All right, when you're doing a kettlebell swing, feet are going to be slightly wider than your shoulders, basically in the same stance that you would body weight squat in, okay? And if you don't know how you would squat, imagine how you would take a dump in the woods, and that's your stance, okay? So slightly wider than shoulder width. I point my toes out at about a 10-degree angle. Instead of being perfectly straight like this, I'm gonna be a little wide like that. All right, so when you set up, feet are slightly wider than your shoulders. Then we're gonna go ahead and go to your knees. So when you actually do a kettlebell swing, there is only going to be a slight bend in the knees, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I want you to do first with a slight bend in the knees when you do a kettlebell swing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I don't want you to do, which is kind of like a squat swing hybrid, to where really you're just bending your knees too much, okay? So I'm gonna show you some reps here. Feet are slightly wider than my shoulders. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and bend my knees a little bit, send the bell back, boom, 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 boom. Slight bend in the knees. What I don't wanna see you doing is a squat swing, which I'll show you now. The swing is much more like the deadlift, where it's hip dominant. So small bend in the knees, we're not locking our legs out, we're not locking our knees out, but just a soft bend in the knees. And then with your hips, you want to remember that with the kettlebell swing, all of your power comes from your hips. So you want to treat your hips as the power source of this. They are the engine of this movement. So with that being said, you're gonna want to get that little bend in the knees, stretch the hamstrings a little bit, push the butt backwards, and have power, power, speed. You don't wanna have slow hips here. This is kind of like a lovemaking, a lovemaking exercise, right? We want strong hips. We don't wanna see weak hips. I don't want you doing this. Don't be doing this, nothing weak. Okay, so I'll show you some repetitions right here on how you wanna have strong hips. Give it a little toss in the air, boom, 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 boom. Each rep, you want to imagine that your hips are being pulled forward, like someone is quite literally attaching a rope to the front of your pelvis. And as you swing that kettlebell up, they are yanking your hips forward, or even imagining that there's a magnet pulling your hips forward with each swing, okay? The hips are the powerhouse of the swing, not your arms, all right? And we're gonna get to the arms in a second here. So now for your trunk, we want the core tight, okay? We want core braced and we want ribs down. So I'll go ahead and show you what that means and what it doesn't mean. What I don't want to see you guys doing is this, where you puff your chest up and take your rib cage further away. You're basically opening up your rib cage to the sky. You're taking it further away from your belly button, okay? So I'm gonna show you what's wrong, and then I'm gonna show you what's right. What's right is when we bring our rib cage down into our belly button. So here's the wrong way. You keep your core tight by puffing your chest up and doing this. We don't want a bird chest here, okay? You want to bring your rib cage down and brace your core. Keep this flat. That looks pretty good for just having 2 big bowls of ice cream. I just finished dinner after a 45-hour fast, and I ate pretty well. So glad to see I'm still lean, all right? That's besides the point of this video, y'all. Okay, so core is going to be tight and braced down. You're not gonna have your chest super tall up. And then the second to last point is going to be your arms and your shoulders, okay? When we do a swing, y'all, we want straight arms the whole way through. You wanna feel your tricep back here flexing because of how strong and stiff your arms are. I don't wanna see you bending your elbows. I don't wanna see your arms coming above your shoulders either. A proper kettlebell swing that is powered by your hips and turns into a cardiovascular and core and hip exercise is going to not go above your shoulders, because you're just wasting time. When it's in the air like that, that's a dead time, right? You're not working anything while it's up there in the air. It's weightless. So we want to have power here, all right, guys? And when you pop that weight through, so whenever you do your swing and you go forward, you're going to want to pull with straight arms, kind of like one of those, whatever those bodybuilding moves are. I've never done them really, where they do this movement, like a pullover kind of. I've done those with dumbbells, but I see them with cables, the bodybuilders. You're gonna wanna keep a straight arm and yank it down as fast as you can. I'll go ahead and show you here. So straight arms, don't go above the shoulders, and pull the weight down when it's coming down. Don't let it fall down, okay? Notice my arms, straight. Boom, boom, look how high it's getting. Boom, 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 boom. Yank it down, boom, yank it down, boom, yank, boom. All right, upper body is explained there. The last point that we're gonna go ahead and example today in this video is going to be your head and neck, okay? So while you're doing these kettlebell swings, you are going to look about 6 feet in front of you on the floor the entire time. I don't want your head cranked up here. Look at how out of line the cervical spine is with the rest of your spine. That's the spine in your neck. Keep it in a straight line. Keep everything here. The cervical spine all the way down through the thoracic and the lumbar in as straight of a line as possible. Okay, so tuck the chin, look forward about 6 inches. I'll show you what that looks like. Let me adjust this. So I'm gonna look about 6 feet in front of me. If you don't know how to do that, put your shoe 6 feet in front of you and stare at it the whole time. Chin tucked, not up here. Pretty simple. I'm gonna have to end this video soon so it doesn't go over 10 minutes and I can still upload it on my phone. One last piece of advice, especially for Eric, because I know you're watching this and you're my client who I'm making this for, man. I love you, brother. Whenever you are doing this exercise, breathe out through a short, small, closed mouth like this. Don't breathe out each time you go up. Get a quick inhale as the kettlebell's going down. If you do that, you've got everything mastered. Done.